Patrick, we're 2 days into Vikings training camp, and I still have not seen you. When are you going to come stand by me on the perch and chart JJ McCarthy's throws with
I
me?
believe that I wrote something this week telling you how often I'm going to be at TCO, whatever the hell we call it, the Performance Center out there.
There you go.
I don't know. I do appreciate the fact they put all the rules out there, though, the other day. And as we pointed out when we talked the other day, it's changed a little since Mankato. Don't you think kids should be hanging over a fence screaming for autographs instead of getting what I couldn't believe is when you get your bracelet or whatever it is, you can only get one autograph. You
Yep.
get in one line.
No pictures.
Not like, and even the kid who gets the golden bracelet can only get one autograph. He just gets to pick. So he gets to pick between Christian Darrisaw and Ryan Kelly, I guess. Unbelievable. Why are we doing this? I think it is. They do need the money. We can see that from the fact that the Packers only got a check for $432 million from national revenues. You know how much one of those teams is worth now? $15 billion.
Oh, yeah.
And $15 billion, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get $2 billion for the Twins when your TV money is $7.50, and they're getting $432 million.
Oh.
I'd say it's going to be it's unbelievable how much those franchises are worth now. It's incredible.
Isn't it crazy?
Don't they really? Excuse me one second, Declan. But the NFL would love to have somebody buy the Packers so they didn't have to let this information out. That's the only place they have to make the information public. They should go to Trump. And if the NFL probably can go to Trump and get the Packers the right not to release that statement. Don't you think? I think you could do that now if you're, you don't have to be nice to the little people now and tell them how much you're making. So,
isn't it crazy though, Pat? With all, I mean, you've covered, I mean, dozens and dozens of spring training with the Twins, and the time of spring training is always fun because it's February and we're right around spring, and opening day is going to be here in 6 weeks. And now here we are. We're still 6 weeks from the NFL season, but it's taken over. It's not even close to being as fun and popular as spring training used to be back in the day.
I have a app, I guess, here where you can get the various games, right?
Yep, I have one of those.
And all the leagues, right? All the leagues. Well, when you turn onto that app now, the first thing you get is the NFL Network, whether you want it or not. They own everything. It's incredible. And what was it? 10 years ago, we wondered about the future of football, concussions.
Yeah, because the kids.
Totally.
I mean, kids weren't going to play the game anymore, and mom wouldn't let their kids play the game. And now we love violence so much that it's bigger than it's the biggest. Baseball was huge, I mean, when I was a kid, 50s, 60s, baseball was huge. And it probably did dominate to this degree because there was no competition.
Right.
It was baseball, and then the NFL college football was second. And that was when Army had a good team. So that's how long ago that was.
Yep.
But the NFL, nothing in the last 25 or 30 years has dominated sports like the NFL dominates sports. It's just incredible. It's amazing.
And it's genius though, because we've talked about this. They have made it a year round with their events. The schedule release in May is now a big deal. It's brilliant. Like
the schedule release has better ratings than the World Series. Probably, I would guess.
It's got more excitement.
The schedule release. I got to tell you, I don't get excited about the schedule release.
You're not their demographic.
I do. No, I'm
Nor
not.
am I really.
I do think one of the best parodies that we did on the failed Ride with Reusse show was when the Twins schedule came out. and we tried to do a game-by-game prediction of it like we do with the NFL. and we would read off like 20 games, take a break, and then we'd come back and we'd be at the 88th or 89th or 90th game, picking who's going to win. I don't think you can do that in baseball or basketball or any other sport, but the greatest thing they have going for them is there's only 17 of them and there will be 18th, right? So,
yes.
Yep.
Yeah. But like Declan said, we now get excited and have for a while for the start of training camp. And then it's the preseason games.
Oh, God, yes.
The buildup of everything in football, I think, is the perfect American experience.
Yeah, it probably is.
It's what we love.
And it is amazing to me that that the public will put up with what they have to put up with to go out and watch. I mean, I can see going to Mankato and run around and let the kids run around like idiots and get a football and play. And everything's choreographed. It's unbelievable. But that's, it's the same thing in the media though, too. I mean, it's the idea of just wandering into the locker room and getting insulted and then talk to somebody. That's over, isn't it? I mean, how much is the locker room open? None at this time of year, but during the season,
certain times still.
Yeah.
Very seldom. Former Viking safety Andrew Sendejo, Pat, his social media pictures yesterday made the rounds because he was remembering his time at Mankato's training camp,
really?
and there was a bunch of younger fans who don't remember that they stayed in dormitories on the floor with these twin beds, just like college kids.
Yes.
So I saw it on TikTok yesterday. Like, you're telling me that an NFL team only 12, 15 years ago was staying in dormitories on the ground. It's like, yes, that was a normal thing at Mankato.
Judd, did you ever was the media out of Gage Hall by then or
not?
Nope.
When I was doing stuff for Lurtz at Viking Update in the 90s, I would drive down there to get player profiles, and I would stay there. There was at that time one wing that was not used by the team, and I would sleep in the bunk beds there.
No air conditioning, right?
No.
Or did they have window ones? Some of them had windows.
Some players had windows ones, but I think when Judd was there, no, right?
Players at one time
would bring their own
fans. Like
he's out for the season because he dropped an air conditioner on his knee.
On move-in day, the players would literally come out of their car. They'd go get a cart, and you would have a fan, an air conditioner, enough water to take care of them for 3 weeks or whatever. So
somehow in Mankato, it could get nice and you could get that early fall weather. But the day you arrived, it was always 97. It was always like steamy then. And of course, it took Corey Stringer's life down there. It was so hot. But anyway, it's a tremendous change. But again, I'm wondering, why there's this degree of pessimism. If McCarthy can play at all, they're in good shape, right?
I just think the national press doubts that. Like, I think that's the one thing. But they're good enough where it's weird, though, because it feels like, Pat, there's the reverse on the Bears, right? Like, Ben Johnson's there now, and Caleb Williams is going to be fantastic. I would reverse that. I would say I have more faith in the Vikings than the Bears, and the pessimism, I think, should go more towards Chicago. But
I do, too.
It's not the national storyline.
When was the last coach, assistant that got the buildup of this guy, Ben Johnson, who then was an abject failure? The guy at Dallas, maybe? Who did we have at Dallas, the young guy that didn't work out? The quarterback.
Jason Garrett?
No, Kellen Moore.
Oh, Kellen Moore, yeah.
But did he get a head coaching job?
Yeah, he's with the Saints. He's with the Saints now.
Oh, he's with the Saints.
So he went to the Chargers, then he's with the Eagles last year, and now he's the head coach of the Saints, who might be jockeying for that top pick next year.
Yes, the Saints had the little run, and they went to the Super Bowl and all that good stuff. But traditionally, that is a horrible franchise. When we played them, and they Anthony Carter and the boys blew them out. Wasn't that their first ever playoff game or something?
Might have been
after
87.
all those years? I think so.
I think you might be right.
And
They were awful when I was a kid. Whew.
Well, that's a small town now, though. Too, man. I mean, that's probably the smallest town in the league with since Katrina. It's the population isn't what it is. But anyway, the NFL, we got to salute them. They're geniuses. They're unbelievable. It's incredible.
Pat, Twins back at the ballpark today. They haven't been at home in almost 2 weeks. Trade deadline in 6 days. Do you have any preliminary trade deadline thoughts on what this team's going to do?
Stan Pat, perhaps?
I think my thoughts are different than Mr. Suhan's this morning in the Star Tribune. He was very optimistic and told them to stand pat, and I really can't agree with that. Because mostly because of the current condition of the starting pitching. Pablo might be back in September, right? If they're lucky.
Yes.
Declan, when do they think he'll be back? September?
Yeah, September.
And Paddock, he just had a decent game, but he's been bad, and I don't think anybody will take him off your hands, do you? They can't get anything from Paddock, can they?
No.
Maybe a double-A prospect or something. So I say trade a couple of the relief pitchers, and then see go from there, because you can always put a bullpen together. But to repeat myself, they got to punch up that farm system. I don't care where it's rated. There's nobody there. There's no there. So let's go. Who's Emmanuel Rodriguez? Let's forget him. He's retired. And who's on the way? Who's on the way? I don't get it, really.
Yeah, they don't have anyone that's necessarily knocking on the door. They're gonna get Keyshaw back likely at some point this homestand. I don't know if that's today, but they'll get him back. Walker Jenkins has been really good in Double-A, but he's a year plus away. Kalen Culpepper, their first round pick, he might win minor league player of the year. He's been phenomenal at the plate.
Well, that was last year's draft choice, right?
Yes, last year's. Yeah, not last week's. Yep.
Well, that'd be good, but let's see somebody. Get Walker Jenkins, bring up Keyshaw and put Walker Jenkins in AAA, and let's see. There's nothing. The way the game is now, how many guys we got coming up at 22 who are hot draft choices? There's a bunch of them.
Yes.
Nobody's afraid to rush these guys now, and go ahead and rush them. Let's see. Come on, this is ridiculous. That the other day, I think somebody was hurt and their youngest position player was 27. They're old.
Yeah.
They're old. Mm-hmm. How old's Reusse now?
26.
26 or 7.
Yeah.
26. Yeah. I think Jim was a little premature in declaring Reusse back on superstar status, because
same with Correa.
Had 3 good games. Well, Correa's. He's ours, and we can't trade him. So that's the way. That's the way it goes. But yeah, it's the Washington Nats who. When did they win the World Series? 16?
19.
19. They've been a little slump since then. 6 years, right? They ruined that crowd, man. They're back to around 20,000 a game whenever you watch them on TV.
Can the Twins sweep them? That's my question. Can the Twins finally just sweep a team at home?
They can win Friday and Saturday, but they'll lose Sunday. They don't sweep teams. They don't believe in it. So that's what happened on the last homestand. And then Boston comes. I'm anxious to see them. They had the hot streak going into the All-Star game. Then they've lost a couple now, but I think it's really been a fun baseball season to this point, if you're just not rooting for anyone in particular, because you've had all these 10 games. The Milwaukee Brewers, $108 million payroll, have the best record in baseball at the moment.
I love them. I love their style. Hey, have you been watching? And it's not, the division's so bad, it's not as big a deal as it should be. Detroit's gone in the toilet.
9 out of 10
of 11, right?
9 out of 10, 10 and 11, 10 out of 11. They're still 19 games over, But I happened to be watching their post-game show the other day, and they got a couple of old-timers who are real pro Tiger guys, but they said, you got to stop talking about we're still 19 games over 500 and start playing ball again. The only time they win now is when Skubal pitches. So, it's, they're hitting wise they've gone into the tank. So, but they've been getting clobbered too. I mean, they've been just getting pounded. So, and that's probably good because what would have we done if a Central team would have won 100 games? We would have what's going on here? So anyway, hey, the golf tournament yesterday. If you've been out there when it's dry and firm and the wind is howling, they can be a tough place to play. But when you have 3 inches of rain the day before, you got to let them pick the ball up and take it, lift and clean. And when you hit a ball to the green, it goes blunk and stops there. And the wind is. I didn't go out there, but the wind in my driveway yesterday when I got out of my car at 2:00 was zero. It was zero. You couldn't. It was nothing. So the guy that shot 60 in the morning, they had another guy had a chance to shoot 58, but he hit it in the water on 18 and made a bogey. But they just ripped that poor place apart. I haven't looked to see the scores today, but the course it's substandard for those kind of players anyway. It's okay if the conditions are right, but the conditions have been just perfect for scoring. So they just ripped it up yesterday. One thing I noticed, the leader is Svensson, Svennsson, and there's another Svensson in the top 20, but they aren't related. One's from Canada and the other's from Sweden. How do we get 2 Svenssons? Tighten the immigration laws here. What the hell's going on? What are we doing with 2 Svenssons on the team on the top 20? For goodness sakes,
going out there to cover it for the Strip this weekend.
I got the duty tomorrow.
Okay,
nice.
I will be out there tomorrow, even with my bad toe. Which
I was going to say, how much can you walk? Because you walk the course.
It's getting a little better. I was in the pool this morning and trying to exercise it's hard to be in a pool and exercise your toe only, but that's the way it was going. So it's a little better, but it's not perfect. And let's face it, mobility wasn't my strong point even before I damaged my neck. So you got your little toe and you got your big toe. What's the one next to the little toe? Is there a name for it?
Just
it's your
the
index.
Ring toe, the ring finger toe.
I don't know. We call it a ring toe, but
I don't. Well, I guess if people who wear rings on their toes, I think probably do use that toe, right? So I guess the ring toe. Yeah. That's the toe anyway. So I got the Fighting Lynx tonight though, because we're so short of people that they sent me to the Lynx game tonight. So I look forward to all you people learning a whole lot about the Lynx tonight by reading my.
Who's in town?
Stuff.
Vegas.
Las Vegas Aces. And do you know what? I looked it up. Mark Davis bought that team in 2021, the owner of the Raiders, from some hotel there. $2 million.
Wow.
Now we're allegedly getting $250.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't buy the $250, but even if we're only getting $100 million, he got it for $2.
God.
I kept looking it up, and I said this can't be right. But 3 or 4 times I found it on the internet that he got it for $2 million.
Do you see though that your friend Caitlin Clark is still out with a groin now? She is.
She might not. She did something. That thing.
It's been a rough season for her.
That thing must be damaged, man. It's a lot of people disappointed that when they go to the game she doesn't play. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But all right, when's that going to wear off? When do you think that's going to wear off?
Her effect?
The Iowans can't keep traveling all over the world just to see her, can they? I mean,
but I think like I do think that she's a huge draw, but I think the question is like if she's not going to play or if she comes back and plays and can't play as well, that's where I think it would start to wear off.
Yes. I'm also very upset that this hot shot from Belgium, Messerman or whatever her name was, MVP, hadn't played since 2002. She chose the Liberty instead of us.
Yeah.
What is that about? Hasn't she been looking at the standings, for goodness sakes? I'm very outraged at that.
You should rip her tomorrow.
I will. All right.
All right.
All right, Patrick.
See you, Patrick.
We'll talk to you next week. Reusse Unchained here on Score North.